YouTube. Yeah. Yeah. All right. We are live on YouTube, and my lady is here before I even went live. I just flipped it to public. She was probably refreshing. She knows the drill. I love that, baby. I love that. Welcome to episode number 1249. That's right, episode number 1249 of Navigating the Modern World with Eli. The Walking with Purpose live edition, live today from Red Morton Park. Time's of the essence. Sun's about to set. I'm going to be walking in the dark, but hey, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. I hope you've all had a great day. Some interesting things in the mainstream media have transpired, particularly with someone I have a lot of respect for, Don Lemon. I guess our president doesn't like him. Probably because he's more so on the left like me, right? We're more so down the middle. I think Don Lemon's more down the middle like myself and my lady Dawn, but we lean a little bit more to the left, and we all know how President Trump feels about people that are anywhere on the left. So, I mean, I don't have a whole lot to say about the Don Lemon thing right now. I'm going to wait to get some more information, but yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous what's happening to him, in my opinion. And, the way he was arrested and then he was released. Then they tried to, I believe they released him with no bond. And they tried to get bond on him, and the judge just wasn't budging. Even the judge knows this is ridiculous, right? I gotta watch Cuomo tonight. Babe, we're gonna watch Cuomo tonight. Hey Tia, how you doing? I gotta tell you, man, and listen, Don Lemon's not the kind of guy that's gonna play the system or use the protective class card, right? But if Don Lemon wanted to play protective class, he could. Two ways. I'm not gonna mention those, but people know. People know Don Lemon, right? And I have deep respect from him. Or for him, I mean. Not from him, for him. He used to be on CNN like Cuomo, and then boom. CNN has lost not all of them, but many of their great anchors. Now Lemon's doing his own show on YouTube. He's got a podcast. And Chris Cuomo is basically, the prime journalist on News Nation. News for all Americans. Right. Anyway, more on that story probably tomorrow. I really, really want to hear Chris Cuomo's going to talk about it, babe, because they used to work together at CNN, and, I'm curious to hear. Cuomo's actually live right now. He's live at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. We record the live version on the DVR, and then we watch it later. We flip through the commercials. That's what the DVR is for. Hey, Tia, how's it going? Welcome to the show. Great to see you here. Today's topic is... Today starts the 7-day countdown of the first hearing of my civil case. Today's the 7-day countdown. I'm looking forward to that hearing a week from today, Friday, February 6th, 2026 at 1:30 p.m. Eastern, 10:30 a.m. Pacific. It will be on Microsoft Teams. Now, the defendant could show up in court if he wants. He lives near there. But he's probably going to be on Teams as well. I mean, why not? You don't have to leave your house. I mean, if I was close by, even if I had remote appearance, I'd still go to the court. It's always better to go in court, but that guy was smoking, let's put it that way. Smoking something that my lady in GLM enjoy, right? Anyway, I can still smell it over here, man. Wow. That's strong. Dang. Hey, Lewis, how you doing? Lewis Fuller's in the house. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Great to see you here. Yeah, so let's catch everyone up regarding what's going on. Yeah, good evening, Woolworth. Probably afternoon to you in your area. Good evening to you. It's after 5:30 p.m. Pacific here. Hey, Lewis says respectfully, maturely, and professionally, Don. Yeah. So today I made a major filing. I made a major filing that is going to be brought up at the hearing next week. It's going to be involving a protective order regarding preserving evidence. It's going to be a litigation only preservation and circumvention type of order, meaning that, you know, if somebody like Mr. G, who's probably restreaming me again right now, is going to be required to not delete his YouTube live stream because the chat is part of evidence. And he's probably live right now. I can tell by the numbers. He's live right now, right? And yeah, he's going to try to get away with it until, you know, hopefully I get this protective order. I don't see why not. It is not a gag order. It is not to stop protected speech. What it is that if he's going to be rebroadcasting me with a defendant and the defendant's group, you know, talking about me in the chat in disrespectful and harassing and defamatory ways, that he's going to have an obligation to preserve that evidence. And if he deletes those streams, then he's going to be, in essence, destroying evidence. So he's been going from YouTube to Rumble, right? He deletes the YouTube streams when he fears copyright enforcement. Well, I made a filing literally about an hour and a half ago. The defendant already has it. He's probably told many people. It'll probably hit the docket Monday or Tuesday. And yeah, his name is on the docket now. Amazing hustler. Are you talking about Dennis? Oh, that Bvaz guy? Oh, he's he can go at anybody all he wants. He's nothing compared to these people over here, man. I know who that guy is, that Bvaz. Yeah, he's another guy. He's another bald guy like me. Right? And he likes to come on panels sounding like he's an authoritative figure. But it's just a bunch of hot air, man. That's all it is. A lot of these people out here, they have no substance to talk about, right? And they're just a bunch of hot air, right? It's just drama because they need it to regulate their emotions. Even the men that are involved in drama out here need the drama to regulate their emotions. It's really, I can understand that about women at a natural and biological level, but when men are coming out here and creating drama, it's like, wow, right?
You like men?
Yeah. Yeah, ODN. I know he's restreaming me, but next week at the hearing, we're going to be dealing with that with a protective order. He's going to have to preserve the evidence. You're all going to be put on, you're already on notice right now. Bill, right? Bill, or should I call you William? I think I'm going to call you William from now on, right? Because, you know, that's your name. William, or Bill is the nickname for William, right? Right? Oh, Dan, can you do me a favor so I don't have to do this? Can you please go over there and take screenshots of the chat? Just take lots of screenshots. If you can do me that favor, please, so I don't have to stop my stream. Take lots of screenshots. Let me know if the defendant is in his chat. Yeah, you know, these people just will not stop until a court order stops them, and they think that I'm not going to be able to get a court order, right? They tried to act all tough and scary. That Florida lady did a stream on me today. It was just a bunch of hot air, right? Just a bunch of hot air, right? Same old thing, talking about things that have been discussed already, talking about the motion to dismiss / anti-SLAPP hearing, right? That hearing where I wasn't available for that entire time frame. And that was rescheduled due to a court-initiated scheduling change, right? And they're trying to make a big deal out of it still because she has no other content. She wants to try to sound authoritative. She wants to try to make it sound like, oh, Eli's going to get in trouble. No, that was a scheduling thing. That was an administrative thing for scheduling. It has nothing to do with anything besides scheduling. It's not. Sending an email back and forth with the judicial assistant is not a legally binding document. All it is scheduling. If you want to keep playing off of that, and if you want the defendant to go and bring that up at the hearing, I said go right ahead and bring it up the other day. I said go ahead and bring it up. Go ahead and talk about that at the hearing. Go ahead and bring YouTube drama, sir, into the hearing with Judge Stacy next Friday, and I promise you what's going to happen, because judges don't like drama. They don't like it when people try to sway away from the actual purpose of the hearing, which is spoliation of evidence. You accused me of spoliation of evidence. You accused me of adverse inference. You filed a hearing for it. I have all the evidence. Nothing is spoiled, right? I submitted it, proactively, which is going to be a part of the case, right? So you're going to have that to explain. And if you're going to try to say, oh, well, that doesn't include the chat and all that, well, you already have all that. You would have filed that already along with your initial filings. All you did was use my video links to corroborate what I was saying on stream. But if you do want chats, the chat information and metrics and all that, you can go through the proper channels of discovery and request that, including subpoenaing Google and YouTube for it. Because I don't have to put my videos back to public where they are at risk for being falsely flagged and abused by people like you. I have the right to protect my content as long as I preserve the evidence, which I have. And as long as I give you the evidence that you need to fight your case without prejudice, I'm willing to give you whatever you want. Whatever evidence you want, I'm willing to give it to you. All you have to do is ask. That's it. Right? But for you, this is not about the court case because you've never cared about the court case. You care about YouTube metrics, YouTube optics. You care about how people see you on YouTube, right? That's all that matters, right? Now I see the numbers going up. Maybe, I don't know, maybe Bill's getting the hint. Maybe the defendant is saying, hey, he actually filed this. I did. You can go to the docket on Monday or Tuesday whenever it's put out there publicly and see it's a 30-page filing. It could have been longer, but I condensed it. There's 8 different streams of Williams that were referenced to. Lots of screenshots where the defendant was participating, even saying that we've got 5 restreams going on right now. And whether that's true or not, you put that in the chat. Why would you put that in there if it's not true? Right? All those screenshots I took while I was live on my walk are now on the docket, right? Because I am good at preserving evidence, unlike you folks, right? Right? Yeah. So, congratulations to you, William. I guess you earned your spot. Oh, he ended it? Is he going to Rumble, or did he end it, period? Is he going to Rumble because you went over there? Or is he just ending it because the defendant got served with a document literally an hour and a half ago with the person that is rebroadcasting his name on the docket as acting in concert? More proof of acting in concert right now. And it just, the list keeps going on. There could be more people added too. Yeah, I mean, he's probably on Rumble right now. I mean, we've got 32. Some people won't go to Rumble. If he wasn't on Rumble, well, let me check. Give me a second. I'll be right back. All right, we are back live. We are back live. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me and see me clearly. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me and see me clearly. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me and see me clearly, please. Thank you, Tia. Yeah, so William has a title that is that says I don't have to preserve anything. Respectfully, maturely, and professionally. Don says one. Lewis says one. Here's the thing, dude. It all depends on what Judge Stacy rules on my protective order next week. It's not a gag order. You can talk about me all you want, William. You can talk about me all you want. The thing is, you're using my content to give an audience to the defendant and his people so they can harass and defame me in real time and also affect my metrics, right? But this is not what any of you think it is. Just like, let's just say Miss T was talking about today. I screen recorded her entire stream. She kept it public for now, at least. Wow, okay. She's getting a little gutsy, right? Whatever, right? No, that's going to be for the copyright case. You're right about that, Miss T. That's a separate case. But here, in this case, the defendant has a duty to preserve, and anyone acting in concert with the defendant can be ordered by the judge, in this case, Judge Stacy, to preserve evidence, including multiple rebroadcasts that have chats where I am entitled to that data during ongoing litigation. So, I mean, hey, you could do what you got to do. But if I'm able to get that protective order, it's a very narrowly tailored protective order. We're not here to silence your freedom of speech. You can talk about me all you want. What my protective order is going to be is that you need to leave your YouTube rebroadcast public so I can have access to your chat and all of that. Now, you don't have to do that now. Once the protective order comes into play, hopefully next Friday, then I put you all on notice through the defendant and anyone acting in concert, and guess what? If you violate that, then it's the defendant and I back in court over a protective order violation. And here's the thing, William. You know if the defendant tells you to stop, you will. Here's the irony of this all is that the defendant asked all of you to stop coming at me because this case is serious, you would all stop and respect him. He simply isn't asking you to do that. Do you folks agree here? Put a 1 in the chat if you feel the defendant is not asking these people to stop, because if he did, they would. They are that loyal to him. Right? They are that loyal to him, right? My lady says 1. TS says 1, right? ODN says 1, right? So here's the thing. In the meantime, continue to have your fun. That fun is going to end very soon, whether you think you have to preserve evidence or not. If you're forced to do it by the court, you're going to have no choice. And here's the thing, William. Here's the thing. Once you all get put on notice, if you restream me and the defendant shows up in your chat on any of his known accounts, right? That's going to further prove the acting in concert. The defendant is going to be dealing with violating a protective order in that case. I think it's time for you guys to tighten up shit. Uh-oh. The dog is out again. The last 2 filings that I made in this case are 2 of the biggest filings that I've done. And I got to tell you, it's a lot of work. I think the last one was 50 pages. This one is 30 pages. And it could have been longer, but I condensed it as much as possible. It's a lot of work. It takes a lot of time and work. But I'm going to continue to fight for my space to not be violated unlawfully by these people on this platform and affecting me from being able to create my greatness, along with many other people here as well that are helping me through the GNA organization, short for Genuine Networking Association. So, I mean, here's the thing. Like, at this point right now, I don't even... Let me see. Of course he does. And that's why... See, ODN, you're right about that. Why do you think I've made all these filings acting in concert? And there are going to be more people added to that list soon if they don't stop. Okay? The thing is... That's what the defendant has always done. When the stove gets hot, he mitigates liability by shifting it over to other people in his network. And then he goes there and talks shit about the person, in this case me, and he thinks that is mitigating his liability. Courts understand what acting in concert is. And Judge Stacy's going to see a very clear picture because there's a lot of acting in concert already on the docket with Miss T. Lots of it, right? Lots of defamation. I believe you embezzled, all that stuff. The accusations, right? The false accusations of a criminal act, right? And now there's acting in concert with William, right? We'll just call him William, right? Do you see the pattern? And if we have to add more people that are acting in concert with them, do you see the pattern it's going to show for the Honorable Judge Stacy? You know, ODN, you know the defendant is actually, you know he's using all these people. You know he doesn't care about any of them. He only cares about weaponizing people for his popularity and making money off my name and likeness, right? Like, I did some more research last night. There's a psychological, a deep psychological analysis of why the defendant is behaving this way, and he's anchored to my name. And I don't know, I may do that stream from the studio tomorrow or sometime over the next few days. Because now I've finished all my filings for the hearing. Now all I have to do is quick prep, some note cards, right? We've already got the link to Microsoft Teams. We're ready to go. I'm ready to rock and roll, right? Now it's going to be about counting down the days till that hearing. Counting down the days till that hearing, right? Oh, and by the way, to that T woman, right? The T lady, right? You know, you like to act all tough and publicly state that you're having lots of people mass flag my channel, right? For other people's comments. Whatever. You got to do what you got to do, right? The thing is, ma'am, your community postings and videos are far more vile than anything I've done combined along with anything people I've said in my chats. What you've said and done is far more actionable and worse, right? Right? And you don't think people are reporting you, ma'am? We're just not coming out and saying it publicly because we don't need to do that as part of our content to act all tough, ma'am. Is that one of your ways of acting tough? That you're so triggered that you want to come out and say, yeah, we've got Everyone is mass flagging Eli's comment section, with certain catters in there, right? You need to keep anchoring everything to my name, because your audience, man, is the same as the defendants, right? Without somehow anchoring me to your content, even if I've done nothing wrong or said nothing, you folks have zero. Nobody shows up. Your Name That Tune stream, which you probably got a bunch of copyright claims on, so you can't monetize that, but who knows? Maybe you made some donations. Who knows? You had low numbers. Then when you started talking about me, that's when you got up to 30 or 40, right? And you don't think we see that? You don't think people see that? Here's the thing, ma'am. I know you know that. I know that you know that I know that as well. I know you need me as a survival mechanism on this platform because you've anchored your content to my name. Because you're a part of the defendant's group, right? Right? You keep regurgitating the same things over and over again. And all I'm going to say is, hey, let the defendant present whatever he wants in court. Let him do it. Right? Let the defendant, man, bring in YouTube drama to the court. And I promise you, when you see that video, because that video, somebody will buy it. It won't be, I'll buy it and keep it for myself. I won't release it, but somebody else will buy it and release it. When that video is released of that hearing, right? And if he tries to bring in YouTube drama into the hearing, you're going to see exactly how any judge, not just Judge Stacy, will handle that. They will shut it down so fast, right? You want to bring YouTube drama into the court case? If that's your strategy, wow, then good luck. Is that the strategy, ma'am? Try to bring in YouTube drama? Try to bring in administrative scheduling, of hearings into the court because you made it part of your drama show on YouTube? That hearing has been rescheduled for April. In the eyes of the judge, it's already set and done. Why are we revisiting something that's been set and done that Judge Stacy also ruled on? I wasn't available. End of story. And just because I was available for part of that block doesn't mean I was available for the entire block. I was not available for that entire block. And if you want to play it off to your audience for theatrics, like you don't believe it, whatever. You're going to see what happens in court. Like, if you want to encourage the defendant to bring this stuff up, he already filed it. It's on the docket. But it's one thing to be on the docket. It's another thing to bring it up at a hearing that has nothing to do with that. And it's a hearing for spoliation of evidence that never happened, and I proactively submitted all the evidence. I mean, you're going to see such a difference in contrast. You can continue to spin any narrative that you want, any of you in that group, to your audience. I will continue to share the truth. We will continue to slowly but surely grow with real people when they start to see the difference in contrast. And when these court hearings start happening, and then you see what happens, right? And if you folks try to spin them out of context, if you try to spin the court hearings that will be recorded on video, because that courthouse records video, right? Then we'll just debunk it live on the air. We'll debunk it live on the air, and eventually When things are all said and done between all these court cases, we will see who will prevail, right? We will see who will prevail, right? It reminds me of George Bush, what he used to say back in the days about Saddam Hussein. He used to say, Saddam Hussein will not prevail. I remember the first time I heard the word prevail, I'm like, I was really young. I'm like, I didn't know what the hell the word prevail means because I didn't even know about court back then. Like, I never knew I was going to be in court for any reason. So I hear Bush say, Saddam Hussein will not prevail, right? He will not succeed, right? That's another word for saying will not succeed, right? And Hussein did not succeed. No one that's tried to come at the U.S. has succeeded. Bin Laden didn't succeed, man. SEAL Team 6, man, took care of that. SEAL Team 6, man, we love you. I got to tell you, man, SEAL Team 6 has got to have some of the biggest cojones on the planet, ODN, for going into Bin Laden's compound in the middle of the night and then having to fly out of there. Wow. Talk about cojones, brother. All right. So we got some really, really, really loud stuff playing here. We got a bunch of cars. We're going to wait a second here. Oh, really, ODN? ODN, we need our own platform where we can go unfiltered. Because I'll tell you, man, I'm a good guy and I love everyone. And listen, it doesn't matter who you are or where you come from, right? But when people are playing games, that's, when people stoop low, right? It's like sometimes you want to give them a dose of their own medicine, not because you're a bad person and can't contain your emotions, right? Just because it's YouTube and they're playing the YouTube game, so why shouldn't we play it back, right? And I'm not about playing games, but if they're going to keep playing games, then whatever, right? But I can just easily ignore this stuff, man. I can sit there and ignore it and internally laugh in my head. And internally just think in my head and not have to, put it out there as speech, right? Are you serious? Are you serious about that, ODN? Is he on Rumble or is he on YouTube or is he on both? Like, is he back on YouTube? You're probably right, Lewis. You're probably right about what you said. A lot of the stuff you guys are saying, I'm not gonna read. Obviously, he's on YouTube. Well, we still have 31 people here, and he's on YouTube. I mean, I think a lot of people are just tired of the nonsense. They just want to come and hear a good, clean stream. They don't want to hear a bunch of insults. There's no commentary over there. There's no depth, right? There's no commentary. There's no depth. There's no reaction to what's actually being said. It's just a bunch of insults. I'm trying to avoid a lot of people. All right. Yeah, it's okay, man. It's okay. It's all right, man. It's going to get handled in court, right? In the meantime, let these people overreact. Let these people show their true colors, their true cards, right? Right? Oh, Deanne, did you get some screenshots for me? Give me a second. I'll be right back. All right, we are back live. We are back live. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me clearly and see me clearly. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me clearly and see me clearly. Thank you, babe. Respectfully, maturely, and professionally. There's definitely obsession going on with William and the defendant. Yeah. Yeah, they really are. They really are, Tia. They really are, right? And you know what's really interesting is some other people really want my attention, and it's like, you know, why give them my attention, right? Why give other people my attention? So many people in the chats of these restreams that are trying to get my attention. A lot of them are sock accounts. It's like, what's the point? What is the point? What are you folks trying to prove? We all know this is like your therapy session. We all know that you all congregate together and bond. You guys call it hate bonding. You're definitely hate bonding over me because you folks are having difficulty addressing your own personal issues, right? The way that you see yourselves, right? The way you feel about yourselves. No self-respect, no self-love, no self-worth, right? So you all bond over me. I am the common denominator here, right? I'm the common denominator here, right? I am one man. I'm representing myself in this case. I'm filing my own filings. I'm a hell of a speaker, and I'm going to represent myself like an attorney would represent me in the court. I write filings like an attorney's office would, like a law office would, right? And that's why I'm in court, because otherwise you folks will never stop. You folks are dependent on me in a way that has gotten to be really creepy. It has. It's gotten to be really creepy, right? This is like a creepy obsession. It's become like stalkerish, right? That's why I'm in court, because I just want this group of people to leave me alone. And they won't do that till the defendant explicitly tells them to. And he hasn't, because I know he has that power to do so. These people are there for him and only him, right? Where are you folks going to go? And what are you going to do if the defendant is court ordered to stop all this eventually in this case? Right? Where are you folks going to go? Right? Are you going to find, you know what they call it? They call it trauma bonding. This is I've talked about it before. Who are you going to go and trauma bond over once a protective order is permanently in place when this case is done, by the time it's done, to stop all this nonsense? Right? Most of you on that end are a lot smarter than you're acting. You're not dumb people. You're not. You're basically reacting in a certain way because that's what the duty of being a part of that group entails. If not, you'll be excommunicated. Right? So what are you going to do once you don't have the outlet anymore to harass and defame and attack me on YouTube live stream rebroadcasts of my content. That's why we're in circuit civil court, and that's why when I get my copyright certificates, we're going to be in federal copyright court. Yes, there is an active Copyright Claims Board case for 2 out of those 5 certificates. But if he opts out of that, we're going to roll those 2 into the federal case. More than likely, all 5 are going into the federal case. All 5 copyright certificates that all entitle me to statutory damages. No need to prove loss of income. Willful infringement up to $150,000 per instance, right? Is that the position? Is that the position that you folks want to keep putting the defendant in? Well, he's doing that to himself. Somebody's coming with their dog. I'm going to wait. Is that the position you want to keep putting him in? Or you want to keep on validating him so he continues to do things that are going to affect him more legally down the road? You know, to the people in that audience, you should be ashamed of yourselves because you think that what you're seeing now is the truth about me, or at least you'd like to believe it's true, and it's not. When this is all said and done at the end, what are you folks going to do? Where are you going to go? What's going to happen to the defendant, right? Yeah, Mrs. That lady who lives in Northern California here with the former cop. Yeah, I mean, the behavior of that couple, the behavior of anyone associated with the defendant's group is just, it's absurd to me. It's absurd. I mean, you know, ODN, you know, we can only assume what's going on, and assuming doesn't do us any good, right? Right? What we can do is go by what we have. What is causing the behavior? Why are they behaving this way? And they've been behaving this way for 6 to 8 years straight, right? Plain and simple. There's something lacking within these people. They come out here on YouTube to find what they're lacking through a coordinated gang up attack on me for years, while being commercially exploited by the defendant and defamed for dollars, right? And this is the absolute truth. He wants to say, I'm not defaming him. Oh yeah, his girlfriend is saying that I'm defaming him. No, ma'am. I've got all the evidence already on the docket. Everything I'm talking about, I've got concrete evidence. Have you not seen the docket, ma'am? You think I'm going to sue someone for defamation and then defame them? That would contradict my lawsuit. Now, he wants to lead you folks to believe that when I respond to all the ridiculous things that he's done or his group has done, because I'm standing up for myself and others, he wants to lead you folks to believe that I'm defaming him. All I'm doing is correcting the record. That's it. Bottom line in the story, right? All I'm doing is correcting the record, right? But it's interesting that the defendant was not in the... Oh, ODN, did you see the defendant in Williams' chat? I did not see the defendant in there. He's probably going to stay away because of what just got filed with the court today. That's the Amazon mobile over there. I could tell. I know that Amazon mobile anywhere. I could tell by the lights. It's a Rivian. The Rivian lights in the front. They're electric vehicles. Rivians are a little bit too fancy for me. I mean, people are now more so buying Rivians out here in the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area, than they are buying Teslas. That was especially true when Musk was involved in the Trump administration for the first part of his second term early last year in 2025. Right? Well, ODN, maybe not, who knows? What I can tell you from observing is the behavior regarding many people within that group is bizarre. It's a massive fixation over my content, my name, my likeness. It's like I'm the glue that keeps these people together, man. I'm like the glue that keeps them together. All right, we are back live. We are back live. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me clearly and see me clearly. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me clearly and see me clearly. Thank you. Respectfully, maturely, and professionally, Don. We're going to be on another 5 to 10 minutes, and we're going to wrap it up. My lady and I have Law and Order to watch tonight, right, babe? Law and Order SVU, right, babe? I look forward to that. Hanging out with my lady and the dogs. Don is doing fantastic, by the way. Interesting. ODN, are you still here? ODN, Tia's here. Lewis is here. Thank you, Lewis, for the 1. Thank you, Tia, for the 1. ODN's probably still here, too. ODN, you going to go live later tonight, or you plan on going live, or are you going to go live tomorrow instead? Like, I want to know when you go live or when you're thinking about it. You don't have to tell me exact, because I want to be able to be there. And I've been working on these final... ODN, check your Facebook, and Tia and Sandra and Don, check your Facebook. Because you're on the executive team. I sent you some things behind the scenes. But what's interesting is that the defendant is not in William's chat tonight. Interesting. Wow. You taking the night off, sir? Or did the filing really hit home? Because here's the thing. If you look at the filing closely before you go live and try to tell people I'm trying to silence your freedom of speech, I'm not. I clearly stated in there, this does not include, protected speech, right? You folks can talk about me all you want. This is a litigation only preservation protective order saying that anyone wants to put on notice, you, defendant, or anyone you're acting in concert with, including being in their chats, right, on a restream of mine, they are going to be required to preserve evidence, including the live stream replay on YouTube. So if William wants to continue, once this protective order hopefully goes into place next week, If William wants to continue to rebroadcast me on YouTube and then delete it so he doesn't get a copyright strike, then that could potentially be spoliation of evidence because I am entitled to that chat to see what's going on there. He is a known associate of yours, right? It's very obvious, and my filing proves it. My filing absolutely proves it. Like, you folks continue to give me so much evidence, and I'm so good at putting it together, right? So clearly for Judge Stacy to see, right? And you think bringing up an administrative issue over the anti-SLAPP, motion to dismiss anti-SLAPP hearing, you think that that's that's going to win you points with Judge Stacy? Go ahead, sir, and bring in YouTube drama into Judge Stacy's courtroom. I won't. I'm going to be professional, respectful, and mature, right? But you go ahead and bring in all the drama, sir. Because, sir, in my opinion, you're not a real litigator. You're not capable of litigating, in my opinion. You have proven that many times over the years. You have proven that you are incapable of litigating in a court of law. You have not been able to keep your composure, sir. Me? Oh, I can. You tried to tell Judge Bowie, oh, you know what? You know, he's just behaving this way in the court. This is not who he really is. Well, that's who I really am, dude. The way that I act in court and stuff is who I really am. Out here, when I have to defend myself on you and the other ridiculous people that are a part of your network, I may have to amp it up a little bit just with my tone of voice, but I still keep it professional as best as possible. You try to tell Judge Bowie that, you know, practically I was on my best behavior at court, and that's not how I really am. He's not that way on YouTube. Did you think that was going to fly? Do you think the same is going to fly with Judge Stacy? If all you have is drama to bring to the courtroom to try to paint me as an untrustworthy person with the judge, do you not think that they're going to see what you're trying to do? I mean, I know you're going to do it because you got nothing else, and you can't contain yourself. And let me tell you, there are people in your group that know exactly what I'm talking about because they know who you are. They know that you can't contain your emotions when you're under pressure. You can't. That's why you can't handle yourself in court. You couldn't handle yourself in court when you took me as the petitioner, also known as the plaintiff, and I was the respondent, also known as the defendant. You couldn't even handle yourself being on the offense. Now you're on the defense, and I'm on the offense. And whoa, ho, ho, ho. Let's see. You couldn't even handle being in the driver's seat. You were in the driver's seat, and you still couldn't handle it. Can I get my binder back? Can I get my binder back? Sir, do you know what sexual harassment is? Apparently he doesn't. He still is accusing me of doing that to his mother. It's never happened. Never. Never. Absolutely not. Never. Yeah, that's pretty weird there, ODN. Please smash the thumbs up, show appreciation and some love. Thank you all, and thank you for joining us. Babe, can you get your quote in, please? Get your quote in. I'm going to be going off the air in about 5 to 7 minutes, maybe less. Respectfully, maturely, and professionally, Dawn says in her quote, Yelling spoliation doesn't make it real. Law runs on proof, not paranoia. Oh, that is good. That's probably one of the best ones yet, babe. Respectfully, maturely, and professionally, Dawn, my lovely lady Dawn, and her nightly quote for Friday night, 7 days away from the spoliation hearing, the first hearing in the circuit civil case. It's been what? Almost like 5 months since I filed the case. Oh my God. Yelling spoliation doesn't make it real. Law runs on proof, not paranoia. And boy, do I have a lot of proof. Putting it all together in a judge-friendly way takes a lot of time, but it's worth it. I'll tell you, man, I've been working on... what was that? Oh, somebody was singing in the background. They sounded closer than they were, but anyway. I forgot what I was going to say. There's something important I was going to say, but oh well. Got a lot of love for all of you. Good quote, Don, says Tia. Yeah, ODN, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know about I don't know about all that behind the scenes stuff from back in those days. What I do know is what he's done to me, how he's affected me in many ways, and we're going to handle it in court. You're certainly entitled to your opinions. Hopefully, like you said, you have all the proof, so, he can't accuse you of defaming him, and I know you have a lot of proof, so... And I'm sure, he wants to forget about a lot of the things that he partook in the past. I'm not saying anything specific. I'm just saying I'm sure he's done some things, even out here on YouTube in the past, over the last 8 years, that he probably regrets. Now, when he did them during that time, everything this guy has done has been to turn into content and then monetize it on a live stream and try to tie it back to me or a few other people in the past that were getting him a lot of attention back then to make donations on the live stream. But primarily it's been about exploiting me. That's why we're in court, right? Video recording and voice recordings and screenshots don't lie. They don't. Excellent quote, Don, says ODN TV. Yeah. You're right, Lewis. You're right. But also as a judge, judges can see people's character. They can see people that are emotionally reactive. They can see people that are riddled with drama, right? They can see people that try to bring drama into their courtroom, whether it's real life drama or internet/YouTube drama. I mean, that's my prediction is the defendant's going to try to bring in YouTube drama. He's going to try to reference a lot of things about YouTube that are irrelevant to this case, or at least to this hearing, right? He doesn't realize that this is a hearing specifically for spoliation of evidence and adverse inference. And then it's my response to it. I already submitted the evidence to the court on the docket. It's been there for like a week and a half now. And I'm also requesting a protective order regarding the content I gave him. It's for litigation use only. and any future third-party rebroadcasts, including him, to preserve even the YouTube evidence and to not delete the live streams so I can have access to the chat. And if they delete, that will be used against them. Like, all I'm going to do is whenever I go live, once that protective order is in place, when I go live, all I'll do is get the evidence. I'll screen record it while I'm live, and then I'll make a request to William to send me the information. If not, then we're going to file it with the court as spoliation of evidence, right? That's what we're going to do. There's only one way to protect yourselves from this, and that's just to not restream me. If you choose to not restream me, then you're going to be more protected, right? The thing is, you want to restream me and then delete the evidence so you don't get taken down for copyright and it's not used against the defendant or people acting in concert in the circuit civil case, right? And that's exactly what I'm going to present to Judge Stacy on Friday. I'm ready, I'm confident, ready to go. I can definitely tell you the defendant is not ready. I can definitely tell you that what's he going to do at this hearing? I've already submitted the evidence, right? There's no spoliation. Is he going to bring in YouTube drama? Is he going to bring in an administrative scheduling situation that was initiated by the court, changing the hearing time and giving us an option if we couldn't make the alternate hearing on that day? There's no reason required for that. The judge is not going to ask anything. You try to make drama out of that, the judge is going to cut you off and say, hey, we're not here for that. We're here to talk about spoliation. We're here to talk about protective orders. She'll say, my judicial assistant is the one that handles that. That is an administrative aspect. That is not a part of the actual case. There are no sworn statements made to the judicial assistant. It's an email to schedule hearings. These people are now, this is how cuckoo these people are in the defendant's group, including other people that we're talking about today. Right? They're trying to make it appear still that sending an email or scheduling with the judicial assistant is like a legally binding document. It's an administrative email. And scheduling disputes happen all the time with people. And sometimes the judge has to intervene. And the judge intervened in this one and basically decided in my favor. All the judge cared about, was I available? No. End of story. You want to now litigate that at a spoliation hearing because you got nothing else. I'm ready for that and anything else. I know everything this guy's going to try to pull to try to make me look bad in front of Judge Stacy. I already know every little trick in your book, sir. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it, sir. And see, sir, I have no tricks planned. You know why? Because I'm going to let my evidence speak for itself. I won't have to do much talking, sir, because everything that I want the judge to know has been filed in a very precise and easy to understand way. To the point of where she'll ask me a few questions and then make a decision, right? In life, sir, you should be making things easier for people. You make things more difficult. For some reason, you like to make things more difficult. Why? Because you think your life hasn't been easy, sir? Your life's been very easy. You've had a very easy life, sir. You've had everything handed to you. Everyone always has taken care of you. you have done things in a way where people feel sorry for you, and then they just give you whatever you want just to shut you up. I mean, that's just really, I can understand, like, someone as a kid or maybe in their teens behaving that way, but once you get into your 20s or 30s, behaving that way where you just keep crying until people give you what you want. You're a big crybaby, dude. You're like the biggest crybaby, man. You keep crying on YouTube until you get what you want, right? And these people don't even see that. Why? Because they're crybabies just like you. These people are just crybabies just like you. Let me tell you something. Being a crybaby in the court of law isn't going to get you far, and that's how I'm going to wrap it up. 71 minutes, an hour and 11 minutes, 27 in the box. Have a good one. Take care. Babe, send me you know what. Have a good one. Take care, and as always, be good to each other. See you all tomorrow. Good night, everyone. I already know, babe. I got it from earlier.